No, I've been doing this. This is fun. You should get this. I've been doing this. That's why people always tell me I'm so full of shit, but I've usually seen it or heard it. I started guiding, getting paid when I was 13 years old to work on the Guadalupe River. I lived right there. I knew most of the rapids back of my hand. By the time I was 13, I was getting paid to guide. By the time I was 16, I was the guy training the guides. You went down the river with me twice, and I could tell my boss if he was going to be a guide or if he was a bus driver. You had to learn the J-stroke. You didn't have to learn the J-stroke. It didn't matter how big you were. I'm not messing with you.
What's the J-stroke?
You know, you sit on one side of the canoe, and I need a paddle. You stroke this way, and then at the end, you do the little kick, and you push it back this way so you don't have to switch sides on the canoe.
Ah.
You stroke and divert a little energy, and it's kind of, you throw the paddle, you flip it, and you just put a little, so it keeps the nose back this way, every stroke kind of deal. But when you're dealing with 1,300 pounds, you know, I was never big enough to muscle it down the river, so what I would do was use the eddies, use the current itself on how that works, because there's no way I was going to be able to muscle that weight down the river, but I could sneak eddies, swing behind trees, always put the weight out front when you, if you're guiding a raft and there's any kind of water, you distribute your weight. Well, I kept the big boys up front. That was my pivot point. I either threw that weight, and you know, it's over there at the compressor, threw the weight with a stroke of the paddle, or pivot on that heavy point, swung me around and started dragging, you know. That always worked well. But after a while, you learned every part of the river. You know, we had a boatload of guides one night. Overcast came in, and you couldn't see the front of the boat. There were enough guides in the boat that we could figure out by the sound, and the rapids are far enough apart that you knew what came next. You had that down by memory, and you had where in the river you were supposed to be. You'd already been down the river, you know, 800 times that year. You knew it. You knew every wave. Oh, there's that one rock. We need to be over here 5 feet. You know.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a UFO?
No. I have seen ghosts. No, I haven't seen ghosts. I've seen something jump off a table that was no one. A tablecloth. Oh, there's a good one. Back this up. There's a good one. You know where Riverbend Clubhouse is? Down in Riverbend, you always hear stories of Indians and Civil War soldiers. You know, out Zip Lane or whatever that is, that neighborhood. Always hear in the mist, the Indians and the Civil War soldiers has been seen. Well, this fireplace in this clubhouse has been there for hundreds of years, and it's always been a good spot. It's looked like, you know, it's been somebody's fire pit. And two dudes are on the other side. Here's the fireplace. I got my back here. My brother's got his back here. Two dudes are standing there facing it. There's a couple of flags, whatever else is there. Here's a table with those heavy plastic ones, the kind of material backing, tablecloth, a deck of cards, a metal ashtray, and a koozie. We're sitting there, we're warming ourselves. All of a sudden, that tablecloth jumps off the table by itself. I see it out of the corner of my eye. Nobody walks by, the wind doesn't blow, it's cold, the doors are shut, wind doesn't blow. All of a sudden, that tablecloth jumps off the table, hits the base of like the American flag or whatever. I don't know what kind of significance. Anyways, we were in somebody's space that was used to standing by the fire, and they were pissed, is what I figured. And the deck of cards, me and my brother go down. The two dudes facing it, their eyes got this big, and they left. Me and Dana had our backs to it, saw the corner of our eyes, went, what the fuck? No kids ran by. We picked up the deck of cards, put everything back together, and it was like, what do we do now? And he goes, well, I think we're in somebody's space.